para at least for those students who cannot access can have an asynchronous access it online via Blackboard. Okay? So ganito yung mangyayari for our class orientation. Yan. So before we start our class, our lecture, I'd like to get to know you, most of you, all of you rather. So because we do believe that the best diplomacy starts with getting to know each other. I am one of the few professors that most likely encourage everyone to be interactive, to be communicative with each other. So let's get to know one of you. Ang mangyayari will be, once your attendance is called, once your name is called, you will introduce yourself to the class. Hello, future architects. You will be introducing yourself by saying your name, ano yung famously called kayo, your nickname, your age, your address, school last attended, interesting things about yourself, how do you cope up with the pandemic, why did you choose architecture, and why at UNC. Okay? Game?
Sir, may
Yes.
tanong po. Pwede po, Tagalog po.
Pwedeng Tagalog, kahit Bicol, kahit Trinconada, pero I barely understand, although a few. Okay.
Okay po, sir.
On
Thank you.
what, in any comfortable language you are comfortable. Okay? So, pero if, ang request ko lang, if there is a chance you can turn on your camera, that would be better for me to know and then be familiarized with you. Okay? It's important to me. All right? Is it okay? All right. So let's start getting to know each other one by one, starting with Mariel Rose Abihero. Mariel, are you here already? Wala pa ata si Mariel. Okay, let's go. Let's proceed with Mary Grace Alcantara. Mary Grace Alcantara. All right. Ami Alfonso. Amy or Ami? Let's proceed with Archer John Almonte. John Almonte. Crystal Kyle Altamera. Crystal Kyle Altamera. Okay. Kyle Matthew Baldosa. Tama ba? Ay, sorry. You are 1B. Sorry, I am reading the wrong. Sorry.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm sorry. Kaya pala walang nagsasalita. Alright, my fault. Again. Sorry. Romel Aquino Jr. Romel?
Hello,
Alright.
sir.
Okay, good afternoon.
Good afternoon po, sir.
Hi, good afternoon.
Ako nga po pala si Romel G. Aquino Jr. I live in Iraya, Buhi, Kamsur. Nagtapos po ako sa St. Bridget School.
Interesting things about yourself. You like to draw, you like to paint, hobbies, anong gusto mo or yeah.
Gusto ko sir gawin palagi sir yung mag-drawing tapos yung kumain lang palagi.
Okay.
Thank you sir.
How do you cope up with the pandemic?
Stay at home lang po sir.
As hobbies that you are doing during pandemic, wala naman.
Wala po
Watching
sir.
TV, Netflix. Okay.
No.
Why did you choose architecture?
Dahil po sa gusto nila mama.
All right. Okay. Do you have any relatives na architect?
Wala po.
Okay. Why at UNC?
Kasi po sabi nila dun mas magandang mag-aral pag architecture.
Okay. Wow. Okay. Hopefully, kung gusto nila mama mo ngayon, hopefully you will be discovering your passion and love for architecture. And we are with you all the way. Okay? Thank you so much, Romel. That marks your first attendance. We will be checking that after, before we end the session. Thank you.
Thank you
Mary
sir.
Grace Avina. Mary Grace.
Good afternoon, sir.
Hi, Mary Grace. Is there a chance you can turn on your camera?
Madilim po.
Madilim. Nasaan ka? On what part of the world? Gabi ba dyan?
Nasa kwarto po kasi, sir.
Okay. Okay lang. Okay lang. At least maaninaga namin yung maganda mong mukha. Okay. Kung hindi okay, it's fine. You can start your intro.
Okay na, sir.
Kung okay lang sa'yo.
Okay. Good afternoon. My name is Mary Grace Avena. 17 years old. Tapos,
Where are you from?
Concepcion Grande, Naga City po.
Oh, okay.
Then, Camarines Sir National High School po ako nag-graduate.
Mm-hmm. Interesting things about yourself. How do you cope up with the pandemic? Why architecture and why at UNC?
I play basketball.
Oh, wow.
My, I love arts, ganyan. Mahilig ako mag-paint. How do you cope up? Stay at home po, sir. Tapos, TikTok.
Yan. Ganon. Yun yung mga gusto kong marinig because that's your age. All right. And then, why architecture?
Architecture is my dream course po. Kasi, tapos,
Mm-hmm.
mahilig ako mag-build ng houses, mag-design, ganyan.
Mm-hmm. Who inspired you to take architecture?
Yung ano po, yung ninong ko po, kasi po, parang builder sila, engineer, tapos yung mga anak niya, architecture.
What is the family name, if I may know?
Po,
Ano yung family name ng ninong mo?
Menes po.
Menes.
Opo.
Oh, okay. Architect Chen Li Menes.
Yes po.
Okay. All right. Okay. Why UNC?
Offers, good quality of education.
Okay.
Yun na po.
Okay. Thank you, Mary Grace.
Thank you po.
That is noted. Good to know. Next on my list is Romel Jericho Azanyes. Romel Azanyes.
Hi, sir.
Hi. Good afternoon.
My name is Romel J. Cassandra. You can call me Jay.
Jay.
Yes.
Tama? Okay,
Yes.
Jay.
I'm 18 years old, sir, and I live in San Felipe, Cokeville.
San Felipe?
Cokeville, sir.
Cokeville. Okay.
Yes. Last school attended was in UNC, sir. UNC po. Interesting things about myself is actually, sir, nothing.
Okay.
How do I cope up with the pandemic? I play Valorant, sir, and TikTok. Yeah. And I chose architecture because I like to draw, sir. Draw
Mhm.
and why UNC? Because it's education po. It's better. Yeah, that's what's it.
Okay. Thank you, Jay.
Thank you.
That marks your attendance. Okay. I'd like to supplement your answer. Um, I don't believe that you don't have interesting things about you, because the fact that you chose architecture, that makes you interesting, diba?
Yes po.
And I maybe you're just shy of showing it now. Well, that's understandable since this is our first meeting. But I want to know the interesting things about each and every one of you, because you chose architecture. In regard to um, UNC, well, too early pero sasabihin ko na, UNC is, as of the 2019, I think, yeah, 2019, we are ranked 20 among the best architecture schools in the Philippines. So, rank 20 in the entire Philippines. I don't know if you know it. Um, Even to the fact that UNC is not yet accredited on the shed, meaning we are still on the process of being accredited, since supposedly architecture has to be moved to a new college, na College of Architecture and Fine Arts. But pandemic happens, yun, na limit tayo. But yeah, UNC is doing well in spite the fact that we are still on the process of accreditation. So you will be part of the accreditation once it's already ready. By the way, I think it's this year, November. Yeah, so a little trivia about choosing UNC. Okay, Mary France Marcella. Marcella? Mary France. Wala pa. Amando Batalier. Amando? Okay. Angel Stephanie Bercasio.
Excuse me po sir, wala daw pong kuryente sa kanila.
Kanino
Sila
po?
Angel Stephanie. Sila
Angel.
Bercasio po.
Okay. Okay. May I know where she is from?
From Kararayan po, San Rafael.
Okay. Sige, sige. Thank you. Thank you. On my list is Maria Erica Jersey Bulaong.
Hello, sir. Good afternoon po.
Hi, good afternoon.
So, I am Maria Erica Jersey Bulaong. You can call me EJ. And
EJ.
I am 18 and I live in Canacman. And I graduated senior high school in Naga College Foundation. And one of the interesting things about myself is I am very passionate about singing. I also do drawing, painting, and journaling. And how did I cope up with the pandemic? I think just by staying at home, doing the things that will entertain me, like watching K-dramas, catching up with K-pop. And why did I choose architecture? Actually, architecture is my second choice. Will I should tourism po dapat talaga ang kukunin ko, sir. But pandemic happened po. That's why I choose architecture po. And why UNC po? Late na po kasi ako nag-submit sa Biscast. So, yun po. Tapos nandito naman po yung kapatid ko. So, that would be all.
Okay, thank you, EJ. So, yung kapatid mo also Arky? Hindi.
Hindi po, sa UNC din po nag-aaral.
Okay.
Actually po, sa UNC din po ako nag-graduate junior high.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you po.
Yeah. All right. You, Mark. Okay. Next is Via Kalayo. Vea. Kalayo. Miss Kalayo. All right. Next is Mark Vincent Kalinog. Mark Vincent Kalinog. Wala? Okay. Nathaniel Compañero.
Good afternoon, sir.
Hi, good afternoon.
My name is Nathaniel Compañero. You can call me Nat. I am 18 years old and I live in Santiago, Batu, Camarines Sur. I graduated in Camarines Science Oriented High School at Pili. Tapos, interesting thing about myself is I sala.
What do you watch?
Ano po, I can watch 50 to 70 episodes of anime in a day. Tapos,
Wow. What anime you're watching?
I'm still waiting for the latest
Next season.
episode of One Piece and My Hero, Boku
My
no
Hero Academia.
Apo.
Okay. Alright.
Tapos, I choose architecture because yan lang. Basta sir, yun lang.
Why did you choose architecture?
Second choice ko rin po siya, sir. Sana mechanical engineering po yung kukunin ko. Sa BU sana po. Sa BU sana yun, sir. Kaso, below quota lang nakuha ko. Kaya, nag-UNC ako, tapos sabi daw, mas maganda daw ang architecture sa UNC.
Okay.
Lang po, sir.
Okay. Thank you, Nat. Although UNC, we have BSME then. But thank you for choosing architecture. Hopefully, you find your love for architecture. There is a new, I think, why you choose architecture. Next is Zoe Nicole Dagatay. You can correct
Hello
my...
po.
Hi, Zoe. Did I pronounce your name correctly?
Yes po.
Okay.
Okay, my name is Zoe Nicole Dagatay and I'm 18 years old. I'm from Concepcion Pequeña, Naga City, and I graduated from Camarines Sur National High School under the Arts and Design track. Some interesting things about me is I love drawing and I love music. In drawing, I actually like digital than the traditional one. And I also love dancing. How do you cope up with the pandemic? I watch K-pop videos, I draw. Sometimes I try to just play games like mobile games, or sometimes just sleep every afternoon.
Yeah.
And why did you choose architecture? Actually, architecture is my third choice. My first choice was digital animation in Biscas, but I was late and my application wasn't accepted. Then my second choice was education, the math major, but I followed my passion in drawing, so I chose architecture. And why UNC? Because it serves good education and it's one of the school that has the best Yung maganda sir ang pagturo po sa course ng architecture. Yun lang po. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Zoe. There are a few pointers I like about it. Number one, you are inspired. I like your hair. Uh, you had an inspiration, I think, and also a little sharing. During my time, before I took up my architecture, BS architecture, nung first year din ako, it so happened na gusto ko din mag-animation. Gusto ko din mag-animation, but my brother told me na yung animation, you can take it even if you're an architect. You can pursue the passion. What is important is the professional license, I think. That's his term during his time. So I followed it. And from time to time, I do graphic arts rather. So yeah, after na mag-sharing, I will be sharing with you later on. Okay, thank you, Zoe. Next on my list is Christian Andre Dicena. Christian?
Hi, sir.
Andre. Hi. Good afternoon. Is there a chance you can turn on yan? Okay.
Sir, I'm shy.
No problem. Ako din. It's a tie. Okay lang.
Hi, sir, my name is Christian Andre Desena, but you can call me Andre or Dre.
Dre. Okay.
I'm 19 years old po, and I'm from San Pedro Buhi, Camarines Sur.
Mm-hmm.
And I graduated in St. Bridget School po from Buhi. Interesting about myself, sir. I love painting, sir, and dancing.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
How do I do with the pandemic, sir? Grind lang po, sir. More side hustle para makaipon. Tapos, why do I choose architecture, sir? Ano ko na po, train ko na po ito, sir, since bata, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Why is, sir, hindi ko napigyan ng slot sa business. Ang binigay sa akin slot is mechanical engineering. Ako po mag-ship ko. Nag-UNC na lang po ako.
Okay. Nice to meet you, Dre. Thank you. Okay. Next is Hans Jansen Ferrer. Hello.
Hello
Hi.
po, sir.
Hi, Hans.
Hi, my name is Hans Johnson Piperer po, 18 years old from Villakarangan, Naga City po. School as attended po, Universidad de Santa Isabel po, Arts and Design Strand.
Wow.
Tapos
Okay.
interesting things about this. Nag-wakeboard po ako, tapos swimming, yan lang po.
Okay. How do you cope up with the pandemic?
Gumagawa po ng model rendering po.
Sorry? Model rendering?
Opo. Ano lang po, self-taught lang naman po ako, sir.
Like SketchUp?
Yes po, sir.
Wow! SketchUp. What medium do you use sa rendering?
V-Ray po.
V-Ray?
Yes po, sir.
Ano nang gamit mo? V-Ray Next 2021?
Ay, wait lang. Hindi ko na po, sir.
The default one. Default V-Ray ba?
Yes po, sir.
2018 something?
2020 po ata, sir.
Okay.
Gamit ko po.
Wow! You have an edge. How old are you?
18 po, sir.
18. Okay.
Yes po.
May I know... Sorry, ang dami ko ng tanong. You can choose... Why did you choose architecture?
Susunod po, sir, sa papa ko po, sir.
Is your father an architect?
Yes po.
Oh my God. Really? May I know your
Opo,
father's name?
Arturo po. Arturo Ferrer.
Saan nagpa-practice si papa mo?
Po, sa UAE po siya ngayon. Senior architect po.
Okay, UAE. Okay.
Oh.
And then, why UNC?
Ano po, second choice ko pong UNC. Discussed po sana kaso hindi po ako natanggap.
Okay. Okay. Hopefully you have the I to all of you guys. Hopefully you find time to love architecture. And although I do acknowledge the differences between the number one practicality, di ba? There is a huge difference in terms of practicality when you choose Biscast over UNC. But UNC offers lots of opportunities when it comes to scholarship grants. If you can take a look at scholarship and grants office, maraming ino-offer. I myself is a living testament na I am a scholar of UNC before. Okay? So another question is, Hans, can I ask you again?
Yes po, sir.
In USI ba? USI, tama?
Opo.
Arts and Design strand?
Opo, sir.
Do you have experience in drafting?
Ay, wala po, sir. Wala po kaming experience.
Kanina, Zoe, the same with you? May experience ba kayo with sa Kamhay? With drafting?
Wala po, sir.
Okay. So, okay. It's fine kasi may papag-aralan din naman natin. Thank you, Hans. Thank you, Zoe. That marks your first attendance. Thank you. Next on my list is Janelle Ganalo.
Yes, sir.
Did I pronounce it correct?
Yes po.
Okay. You may proceed, please.
So,
What's up?
my name
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir, and to my classmates. Good afternoon. My name is Janelle C. Ganalon. I'm 18 years old, and I graduated from University of Nueva Cáceres. I'm currently at Ocampo. And aside from drawing, my other field of interests are linguistics and cosmology. Yeah, cosmology and physics.
Wow.
Sir. So I choose architecture because I think it is one of the best career where I can help the environment through my passion, which is drawing. So I believe that with proper planning and sustainable designs, we can help the environment. So that's why I choose architecture, sir. And why UNC, sir, is because I wasn't able to apply in public universities. I only applied in UP where my grades failed me, sir. So I don't have any other choice but to apply in UNC. But
You take UCAT?
Yes, sir. That's online. The grades, sir. There's no exam, sir. So they based on our grades.
Okay. Yeah, great. May I know if it's okay with you to share your academic background? Where did you graduate?
Senior high school, sir, at UNC.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Janelle.
Thank you, sir.
Next is Merle Clarice Liegado. Tama ba?
Hello, sir. Yes po.
Hi, Merle. What's your nickname?
Merle po. Yun na po
Merle.
yung tawag sa akin.
Okay.
Yun po. My name is Merle Clarice Liagado po. I'm 20 years old po. I live in Minalabak, Camarines Sur po. Last school attended, I graduated senior high at UNC po. Interesting things about me. Mahilig po akong manood ng anime. Magbasa ng manga po and manhwa.
Oh, wow.
And, nagdo-drawing din po ako. Watercolor painting po. Tapos po. How do you cope up with the pandemic? Nakikinig lang po ako sa music. Nanonood din po sa anime and nagdo-drawing po. Yun lang po. Why did you choose architecture? Dati po ako engineering student ng UNC po last year po. And Nag-shift po ako sa architecture kasi po na-realize ko mas malapit po yung architecture sa puso ko.
Sorry, anong course yung shift mo? From what?
Civil engineering po.
Civil. Okay. Where?
UNC din po.
Okay. Okay. Nice. Okay.
Yun po. Bago po ma-end yung second semester po, na-realize ko po mas gusto ko yung architecture po. So, nag-shift po.
Very good choice.
Why UNC po? Kasi po mas maganda po yung engineering and architecture department po ng UNC. Yan lang po.
Thank you, Merle. Thank you so much, Senior Bridget. Erica, EJ, thank you for reminding me. Also, pag may mga classmate kayong hindi makapasok, please also message me. Nag-attend kasi tayo. You can call me anytime. Okay? Thank you. Thank you so much, Merle. Next on my list is Unica Blessy Mijares. Tama ba?
Yes po.
Hi. Can you turn on your camera?
Wait lang. Di po nag-on. Sira po ata yung cam.
Okay lang. Sige. You can start your intro.
Okay. Hi, my name is Unica Blasi Mijares. And you can call me Unica. I am 17 years old from Santa Cruz, Naga City. I was a student of Camarines Sur National High School before. Interesting thing about me is nagbabike po ako with my friends. And how do I cope up with the pandemic? In-entertain ko po yung self ko by watching some Netflix series, K-dramas. Ayan po. I chose architecture po since I think the skills and talents I have suits this course the best. And I chose UNC po. Kasi sabi ng tito ko, maganda raw po yung architecture dito sa school na to. And yun.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. What's your nickname?
Unica po.
Unica. Okay, thank you, Unica.
Thank you po.
A unique name. It's a unique name. Okay. Hans Lester Monchon. Monchon?
Iyo po, sir. Iyo po.
Hi. Good afternoon.
Hey, sir.
Along with Nick Valenzuela. Sorry. Thank you for coming in. Hans.
Sir, di po.
Your...
Nagbabag po ang G Classroom tapos Zoom po pag nag-on cam ako.
Okay. So you may start your intro.
Ano po? Hans Lester Monchon, 18, Bulacan Marinisor, former USI main student. Tapos, interesting things about me, Mayo po. Tapos, how do I cope up with pandemic? I cope up with pandemic po, nagtitraining po ako, tapos review for PMA. Tapos po, nagkakawat pong badminton pag may mga tournaments po di sa Muya. Tapos, training na rin po. Tapos, why did you choose architecture? Para po pag nasa PMA na, di na po ako maanggutan kang mga nagtotoklo po naman. Tapos, why UNC? Because at UNC, we are future ready po.
Okay. May I know, Hans, when is your plan to take up PMA? At PMA?
Actually po, sir, dapat ngunyan po, sir, nasa PMA na ako. Kaso, dapat po palan kung ngunyan na year ka malaog PMA, dapat po last year ka nag-admission. Sala po si nahiling kong date. Ang nahiling ko pong date para sa next year po, which is ngunyan na July to September po. Sala po kaya lang si nahiling kong date.
Okay. So this is just a preparatory.
Iyo po, sir.
You are still pursuing PMA?
Iyo po, sir.
Okay. I have a trivia, ay hindi naman trivia, sharing. Kasi I also have a student, design one din. I don't know if that's Black Sea. Meron din siyang, he happens to be enrolled daw in TMA. Nalimutan ko yung name. Maybe you can do sharing with each other. From Legazpi. Daraga or something. Basta from Albay area siya. TMA aspirant din. Thank you, Hans. What's your nickname?
Isagani po.
Ang layo. Isagani. Okay, kasi may isang
Yep.
Hans din. So, I'll call you Isagani. Okay. Alright. On my list is Ellie Marie Umorog. Tama ba? Ellie.
Yes po, sir.
Okay. Is there a chance you can turn on? Yeah. Okay.
Good afternoon po. My name is Ellie Marie S. Amarog, but you can call me Ellie na lang po. I'm 18 years old, and I'm currently staying at Sagrada Bao Camarines Sur po. I attended senior high at myself, very boring person po. I like to I also play different instruments po, and I like to surf po.
Okay.
Pandemic. Stay at home lang po. Honestly, sir, dapat bago po mag-enroll ng college, marami akong every week po, iba-iba. Tapos, nung malapit na po, sabi ko, gusto ko maging surgeon. Tapos, lalapit na, bawas ng days. Hindi ko makita yung sarili kong may hawak na mga gunting at mga
Okay.
Tapos, okay na siguro yung may lapis, yung mga ganyan. Kaya po, architecture po. Tapos,
okay.
Saka po, naggagawa din naman po ako ng mga portraits po. Medyo inclined naman po doon sa mga hobbies ko. Architecture na lang. My UNC, sabi po, okay daw po yung quality ng education po na pinoprovide po. So,
Okay. May I know if you have a relative na architect?
Meron po sa Manila po. Pero sa Qatar po siya po.
Do you know Vanessa?
Opo.
Okay. So, relative mo si Vanessa?
Opo.
Okay. Vanessa is also nung first year ako, second year siya. So, I know her. Okay. Thank you, Ellie. Next on my list is Mark Andre Pahabera. Tama ba? Mark Andre Pahabera. Alright. Next is Mary Ann Panal. Mary Ann is the one who contacted me earlier. Cassandra Marie Panizal. Si Miss Panal pala is from Tagkawayan, Quezon, pero she can't join the class because of power interruption. Okay? Next is Cassandra Marie Panizal.
Can you hear me clearly po ba, sir?
Yes. Okay.
I can't open my cam po since my camera is broken po. I'm using the UNC tab right now po. Okay, sir. My name is Cassandra Marie C. Panizal. Most people call me Cassie, but I prefer calling me Cham. However, anything you like. Anything.
Cham.
My Cassie lang, sir. Age, I'm 18 years old. I live in Mindalaba, Camarines Sur, and my former school is UNC po. The interesting thing about, I think what's the interesting thing about me is most people refer to me as an old soul po. I find comfort in listening to old songs and watching old movies, classical movies, and like award-winning movies po from the past. And I also love watching movies and series po from the 21st century, but with like 80s concept or like something like that. I cope up with the pandemic by focusing more on myself, uh, focusing focusing on growth. That's why I enhanced my skill po in drawing, and most people love it. That's why and people ask me like to do commissioned portrait with them po. That's why I became an artist po this pandemic.
Mhm.
And I chose architecture mainly because I have a passion for arts. I love arts, and that I think it is the practical decision po to pursue, and that architecture is limitless po. The only limit in architecture is your creativity, and I don't want to be limited po. Why
Wow.
UNC? Why UNC po? Primarily because my mother wants to like get the sibling discount offer of UNC po, and besides UNC po is known for architecture and engineering. That's why I'm here po. That would
Okay.
be all, sir.
I haven't, sorry, I missed it all, a while ago, or I overlooked. Where did you graduate at?
My former school po is UNC.
UNC. Okay. Um, Thank you, Cassandra. What's your nickname? Cham?
Yes,
Chamba?
sir.
Okay. You have a very good communication skills. You speak well, and you had a very good speaking voice. This enhanced it. You had a potential. Okay. Thank you, Cham.
Thank you po.
Before we proceed to
Thank you po.
Moila, let's
Thank you, sir.
call. All right, no problem. Let's call Missy muna daw because she will be baka malobat daw. Missy, are you still here?
Yes, sir.
Hi. Yes, you may start, please.
Yes, so hi po. My name is Missy Villaferte, 19 years old, and I'm from Cararayan, Naga City po. I graduated at Naga City Science High School po.
Oh, okay.
Interesting thing about me po is I use my talent po to support my education kasi po scholar po ako sa Glee Club po.
Oh, wow. Sample.
Ala, shy type ako, sir. Char lang.
Next time. At least I know someone. Okay.
Tapos po, how do you cope up with the pandemic? I surround myself po with positivity because pandemic itself po is a negative thing. So, as much as possible, I keep myself positive. Not in COVID, but in my mentality po.
Okay. Very good. Why architecture?
Actually, sir, I chose architecture because po I was inspired by architect Oliver, Austria, the vlogger po.
Yeah, I know. All right. Ian. Okay. Why UNC?
Because I want to experience the best quality of education that I deserve. And I believe UNC can provide it, sir. So, yan.
Okay. Thank you, Missy. Do you have any relative na architect?
Ano po, hindi pa po siya kakagraduate na lang pong architecture.
Sino?
Sa Biscas po siya, yung kuya ko, pinsan ko po.
Okay. Do you know architect Gino Paulo Villaferte? Hindi.
Hindi po.
Okay. Gino is my friend. He is an architect then. He lives in Dayangdang, so it happens to be your relative. Anyway, thank you so much, Missy. Let's go to Moila Paras.
Hello, sir. Naririnig niyo po ako?
Loud and clear. Thank you so much.
Sige.
Is there a chance you can turn on your camera?
Sige po.
Thank you.
Hi,
yeah.
sir.
All right. Hi.
Sir, my name is Moila Lowell B. Paras. I'm 18 years old and I'm currently living po in Buhi, Santa Eustina. I graduated my senior high school at La Consolacion College, Iriga po. Tapos, interesting things about me is mahilig po ako sir mag-organize, yung mga ganyan po. Tapos mag-ayos. Tapos, mahilig din po ako sir, may konting talent din po sa pagkakanta. Tapos,
Wow.
tapos, I cope up sir with the pandemic by entertaining sir myself. Paglalaro po sir ng mobile games like COD po sir. Tapos, nanonood po sir ng Netflix, ganyan. Tapos, yun, dito lang sir sa bahay. Tapos, I chose in architecture po kasi yung first choice ko po talaga sir is interior designing po. Kaso, sabi po nung tita ko, kung mag-interior lang po ako, mag-architecture na lang ako. Kasi parang matututunan ko na lang po yan pag nag-graduate na po. Tapos, dream, din po yan ng mama ko. Dream course. Tapos, I chose UNC po kasi yung mga tito ko po, tapos yung tita ko, dyan po nag-graduate, tapos yung mama po, tapos yung papa ko nag-graduate po dyan sa UNC. Yun lang po.
Okay.
Thank you.
Alright. Thank you so much, Mary. Moila Paras. Your nickname is?
Moy po sir or Moyla.
Okay, thank you so much, Moy. On my list is James Darwin Patenyo.
Hello po,
James.
sir.
Hi, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Can you turn on your camera?
I can't po, sir.
Huh?
I can't po, sir.
Why?
Wala pong camera ang laptop ko.
Okay, sige. You may proceed, please.
Good afternoon, future architects. I'm James Darwin R. Patanyo, and I'm 19 years old. I'm currently at Barangay San Felipe, Naga City. Last school attended USI and UNC po kasi nag-shift po ako ng course. Interesting thing about...
What's your previous course?
Ning BS in Nursing po.
Nursing? Oh,
yes.
Okay.
Interesting things about myself, wala po kasi boring po akong tao.
I don't think so.
I cope with the pandemic po. Actually, stressful po kasi yung last school year. So, watching funny TikTok vids po ang nagkikip ng sanity ko. And then, why did I chose architecture? Kasi po, interesado po ako sa design, tsaka pakiaramon po ako sa mga design kang arong. Tsaka why UNC? Nag-graduate po kasi ako ng UNC senior high school. So, aram ko po na maganda ang program ng UNC for architects. Thank you.
Hello. Hello? Hello?
Yes po, sir.
Naririnig niyo ako? Am I connected?
Yes po.
Yes po,
Yes
sir.
po.
Yes po.
Okay. Akala ko na-disconnect ako. Okay. Thank you so much, James Darwin. Your nickname is?
Ning James lang po or Darwin.
Okay. The fact that you chose architecture, that makes you interesting. Okay. Thank you so much. Next on my list is Bridget Luis Peña-Redondo. Hello?
Po, sir.
Hi. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon po. My name is Bridget Luis Peña-Redondo po. You can call me Bridget. And I am 18 years old from Cabusao, yung poblasyon Cabusao po. Then the school that I
last attended was Ateneo de Naga po. Then, and interesting things about myself is that I have a passion for arts po, um, music, like singing and dancing po. But I'm not really confident about those. But yeah, so how do I cope with the pandemic? Um, this pandemic, ever since the pandemic started, I am learning some choreographies po that I could try.
In
So,
TikTok.
no, sir.
I thought it's in TikTok. All right.
Um, try type po.
Okay.
Why architecture? It's because yung family side po sa father side ko may actually distant relatives na po, may mga relative po akong nag-engineering and architecture, but sa side po namin wala pa. Also interest nag-interest din po sa akin is yung mga miniatures. I am really interested about those. And also po, I grew to like the idea of having to build or somehow design industrial houses and buildings na magsusupport din po sa environment. And
Wow.
UNC, it's because I am an elementary alumni din po of UNC, and my parents went to UNC din po, and some of my relatives din po.
Okay. Thank you so much, Bridget. Next is Samantha Grace Pesimo. Samantha Grace Pesimo. Are you here? Okay. Micaela plus Kita.
Yes po, sir.
Hi. Good afternoon. Is there a chance you can turn on your camera?
Nahihiya ako, sir, pero sige po, okay lang naman.
No problem. Lahat naman tayo first time we meet. Kaya okay lang din. Hi.
Wait lang natin. Hello po ulit. Sorry, sir, na ano kasi. Ano po. My name is Micaela Plaskita po, but you can call me Kai po, or Mikay. Apo. Age po, 18 years old po. Address, I live in, Purok Uno, Santa Cruz, Malilipot, Albay po. Last school attended.
Albay.
Yes po. Tabaco National High School po. Tapos, ang strand ko po dun is Arts and Design. Tapos, interesting things about myself. Kaya ko naman po, i-fit yung sarili ko sa lahat. Kaso, parang hindi po ako gusto ng lahat, ganun.
Oh, you're fit on our class. Don't worry.
Thank you po.
You are very you are very much welcome.
Thank you po. Tapos, how do I cope this pandemic? Hindi ko po alam kasi masyado pong mas nagulo po yung life ko ngayon. Pero, positive lang po yung iniisip ko, ganun. Tapos, bakit po architecture yung napili ko? Kasi, sa architecture ko lang nakikita yung napili ko or yung future ko po. Ganun. And why UNC po? Kasi, sa lahat po ng school, may trinay po kasi akong iba. Tapos parang UNC lang po kasi talaga yung feeling kong mag-fit ako ngayon. And mas na-assist po ako, ganun. Yun lang naman po.
Okay. Yeah, thank you so much, Micaela. The fact that there are lots of archi schools in Albay and you chose to study architecture is also something to look forward to. So, do not seclude yourself to being a newcomer since lahat tayo newcomer. You are very much welcome in our class.
Yes po. And pinorso ko po talaga to kasi hindi naman po to yung gusto nung nanay ko.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Let's proceed with Aaron Jake Celestino, although it's not around. Jerome Rolda.
Good afternoon, sir.
Jerome, good afternoon.
Narinig niyo po ba ako, sir?
Yes. Yes, loud and clear.
My name is Jerome Ronda po. AKA, Awo na lang po. Awo. Nickname po.
Ano yun?
Awo po.
Awo.
AWO.
Okay.
Then
Awo.
I'm 20 years old po. Then I'm from Gatpo, Ocampo.
Okay.
Then my last school attended is Ocampo National Senior High School po. Then interesting about myself is I like traditional drawing po, like yung black and white po.
Monochromatic drawing. Okay.
And I cope with this pandemic po by helping my parents po. At daytime po, I work at farm, then at night time po, I portrait po or commission po.
Wow.
Then, why architecture po? Because architecture is my dream course po. Yeah. Why
Okay.
UNC?
Why UNC?
UNC po is my dream school. Thank you.
Nice. Okay. We are part of the becoming and achieving your dreams. Thank you, Jerome.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Next on my list is Jenny Marie Royales.
Hello po, sir.
Hi. Is there a chance you can turn on? Yeah. All right.
Hello po, I'm Jerry Marie Reales. 19 years old po, from Concepcion, Pequeña, Naga City. I was a former student of Camarines National High School po under ICT strand. Interesting about myself. I think, sir, I find comfort when I'm alone kasi I'm a shy person po. How do I cope up with pandemic? Kahit ano po, sir, na pwedeng gawin, like watching anime, K-dramas, mangas, lahat po, sir. Why did I choose architect? I'm a drafting student po kasi, sir, kaya pinurso ko na rin po ang architecturing course. Tsaka hanggang sa nagustuhan ko na rin po. Why UNC? Sa totoo po, sir, hindi ko po talaga first choice ang UNC. Kaso, hindi po kasi ako nakapasok sa discuss. Kaya sabi na lang po ni mama na UNC na lang daw po kasi maganda rin daw po naman ang educational system.
Okay. What's your nickname, by the way?
You can call me Jelly na lang po, sir.
Jelly. Okay. Thank you, Jelly. Thank you for sharing. Next is Kayla Servillon. Okay, sharing my message. Next is Micaela May Toribio. Micaela. Hello? Still here? Am I connected pa?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Next is Nick Valenzuela. Hi, Nick. Hello. Lorraine Valerio.
Can you hear me po?
Yes, Lorraine. Hi.
Good afternoon po. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Lorraine Valerio, but you can call me Lorraine or Len. I'm 18 years old from Camaligan, Camarines Sur, and I am a former student of UNC Senior High School I under STEM strand. One of the interesting things about myself is that I like dancing po. Actually, I am part of the dance troops when I was in senior high school.
Wow.
But yeah. Then how do I cope up with the pandemic? Actually, during these times, um, I recently found out that I actually like drawing, and this pandemic, during pandemic din po, I started to draw portraits po, and yeah. And I like also to watch K-drama and other K-pop related videos. And why did I chose architecture? Actually, civil engineering was my dream course. However, during senior high school year, I I was interested also in architecture, so um, I watched a lot of videos related to architecture. Then that's why I'm here. Then why I chose UNC, because I got rejected in UP as well, and I also applied in PUP. However, they don't release the result yet. That's why I decided to enroll in UNC instead. That's all po.
Okay. With all those previous two schools you have mentioned, lahat RT yun.
Yes po.
Okay. Thank you so much, Lorraine. Next is Marian Joy Vega.
Yes po. Good
Hey,
afternoon po, sir.
good afternoon. Is there a chance you can turn on your camera?
Oh, wait. Oh,
Okay.
I'm Marian Vega, 18 years old. I live in Diet Camarines Norte. I graduated from Vincent High School. Interesting things about myself is that I can sleep anywhere and anytime. And I like to draw and watercolor paint. And just read or light novels. How to cope up with the pandemic is that I played with my cats. I just played with cats and studied. Why did I choose architecture? To be honest, I just found myself interested in architecture because there's me, engineer, and my siblings each take courses in engineering. I just want to be different. And why UNC? I was rejected in PU and DISCAS, and I only passed in USCL, but my mother doesn't like it if I studied in USCL Legacy because it's quite far if we happen to have face-to-face classes. That's all. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much, Marian. Your nickname is
Just call me Marian. That's fine.
Marian. Okay. Yes, I have read your chat. Micaela May to review. You can start your intro.
Sorry, sir, hindi ko po narinig
No
kanina.
problem. No problem.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Micaela May Toribio, and you can either call me Mika or Mikey, whatever you're comfortable with. And I'm 19 years old, but please don't call me ate or whatever because it's making me feel old. And I'm from Villa Carangahan, Naga City, and I graduated in Camarines Sur National High School under the STEM strand. And interesting thing about me was that I did digital art and graphic design commissions and
Wow.
blogging before entering college. And these hobbies also serve as a coping mechanism while I'm in this pandemic.
Yeah.
And with the question, why did I choose architecture? I actually want to pursue interior design and fashion design or fine arts before, but my family said that architecture suits me well, so I tried it, and so far it's good. And I chose UNC after the Shanghai STEM student had an opportunity to tour around UNC's engineering and architecture department. And
Okay.
like the vibe po.
Yeah, you were part of that, student.
Yes, sir. Di ba po ikaw po yung nag-introduce?
Yeah. So we know each other. Nakita mo na ako in face to face. At
Yes
least
po.
effective naman pala yung marketing natin before. Okay.
Nice to meet you again, sir.
Hello. Okay. Yeah, before my intro. Sino pa? Marie Chris Velus. Marie Chris? Okay, by the way,
Yes, sir.
Micaela, what's your nickname, Micaela?
Mikey po or Mika?
Mikey. You also have a very good communication skills. Keep improving apart from the tawag dito, the digital arts na potential. Okay? Keep
Thank you,
improving
sir.
with that one.
Sir, do you hear me po, sir?
Yes, Marie Chris, you are next. Please do your intro.
Hi. So, wait lang po.
No problem.
Good
Hi.
morning
Nice
po.
to meet you.
So, my name is Marie Chris Velus and I live in Dalgaliago Dalgaliago, Camarines Sur. Sorry, sir.
No problem.
And I graduated at Dalgaliago National High School. So, interesting things. Sorry po. Interesting things about myself. I think I love arts po, sir. Anything related to arts. And I also love sports. I play soccer and yun lang po. And then, why uh, why did I choose architecture? I don't really, but so later on ko lang siya nalaman na gusto ko ng architecture and I want to pursue it. So, why UN? Actually, okay lang po sa akin any schools as long as makuha ko yung course na gusto ko. So, yun lang po.
Okay. Thank you so much, Marie Chris. Your nickname is?
Chris po.
Chris. Okay. All right. Thank you so much. What I noticed on this class is the extremes, no? Extremes of personality. There are good in expressing themselves and there are also shy type. Don't worry because one of our goal is to be able to conquer our shyness. Part of being an architect is to overcome it because later on you will be presenting your designs to your client. So as much as possible, we will be discovering ourselves in terms of how do we communicate. So that's my point for having our intro today. Okay? So may mga ilan na hindi ko natawag. May I know by raising your hands if andito na kayo? Yung hindi ko pa natatawag? Before I proceed with my intro. Wala na? Oh. Yeah. Amando, thank you so much. Can you do your intro?
Good afternoon po, sir.
Is there a chance you can turn on your camera?
Pwede man po.
Pwede. Thank you so much for doing that. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Hi, sir.
Hi, good afternoon.
My name is Amando Batalier Jr., 18, from Barangay Abella, Naga City. Nag-graduate po ako sa Kamhay. Interesting things about Mayo po, sir.
Okay.
How do you cope up? By gaming lang po, sir. Kawat lang.
Mm-hmm. Where in Abella? May I know?
Sa may ano lang po. Go to pool.
Sa may?
Sa may ano lang po. Dating Texas.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Why did I choose architecture? Dream course ko po kaya yan, sir. Tapos, why UNC? Iyo po ang harad eh. Tapos ang nag-ako sa ko.
Okay. What's your nickname?
MJ na lang po.
MJ. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you so much, MJ.
Thank you po, sir.
Sino pa? May I know kung sino pa yung hindi ko natawag? Alright. So let's proceed with myself. Please do acknowledge kung clear ang audio ko. Okay pa naman, Mika? Okay. Alright. I will be your Design 1 professor. I am Architect Augusto D. Bolo Jr. But I am fondly called by my nickname. I am Architect Don Bolo. So I I am 29 years old. I am from Lagunoy, Camarines Sur, but I have my office here in Magsaysay near Naga City Science High School. So since college up to now, I also live here. So I took up BS Architecture in the University of Nueva Cáceres. Also, yeah, I am a graduate of UNC then. Um, just to have an inspiration, I took up RT in UNC through an academic scholarship up until my fourth year. So after that, I became a regular student since lower na yung units. I took up the board exam at last 20. I graduated 2013 and took up the board exam 2015 kasi yung architecture is kailangan mong mag 2 years na apprenticeship. So I do my apprenticeship here in Naga. And then 2015, I took up the board exam. And then I passed immediately. And then I was tapped by the University of Nueva Cáceres to teach architecture. During that time, I was offered to teach building technology strand. And then later on, since 2015, I handled higher year, especially fifth year kasi I am handling the thesis, Design 9 and 10. I am the one I am the mentor for the Design 9 and 10, the thesis. And I just took a break. That's why I took a break with thesis kasi yun na nga, pandemic hits, it's so hassle, parang ang hirap, hassle to handle thesis consultations while online. So I took a rest and then I inoffer sa akin yung Design 1 along with lower strands ng VP Building Technology pa din. Okay. Also, I am teaching, along with Design 1, I'm teaching Building Tech 3 and consultations with I'm still having consultations with thesis. I have a degree of community architecture and design and built environment at University of Santo Tomas in Manila. So that was in 2019. So that is a short course to master's degree. Now I am enrolled at University of the Philippines, UP Diliman. That's why I would commend yung mga na-mention kanina na ang hirap na makapasok without the UPCAT. So, assessment is through GWA. That's why, luckily, I got in on the master's degree for urban design. I am taking master's degree on urban design at UPD. Off school, I have my own firm. Kanina nasabi ko, I have my architectural and design firm, design and build firm here in my office here is in Magsaysay, this one, near Naga City Science High School. I do design and construction. My projects are within the area, Naga, and especially in Partido area. So those are my, apart from teaching, I am also a private practitioner of architecture. Ayan. So I currently an instructor at the University of Nueva Cáceres College of Engineering and Architecture. The principal architect of Argus Architecture. If you know Argus Architecture, please subscribe. Follow me on Instagram, Argus Architecture. Also, I was also previously connected at B Concept Architects. I am the associate architect there from 2015 up to 2020. Pandemic hits, to keep my sanity, to keep my mental health stable, I put up my firm. So it's usually I am working from home, so that's the time I put up my own firm. Currently I have 7 intern architects, all graduates from the UNC. They are doing their internship with me up until now. So yeah, those are the things about me. If you happen to know or if you happen to have some questions about it, you may um, raise it up on chat, or you can turn on your microphone.
AUX mode.
Sorry, wala bang audio?
Wala po, sir.
Okay.
Wala po, sir.
For a while, ilayo ko muna yung isang unit. Do you know this TikTok video? If you happen to know this one already. Okay. So, para sa mga hindi pa nakakapanood, I'd like to share this one because this is the trials, the triumphs, the daily life of an RK student.
AUX mode.
Can you hear it?
Wala po, sir.
Don't worry. I'll just share the video link on the chat box. Pero I think if you are familiar with this one, the life of an RT student, I'll just play it para sa discussion natin. So this is the life of an architecture student being summed up on a video presentation via TikTok. So andyan yung mga the struggles, the triumphs, especially pag gumagawa ng plates. May mga material na presented like that one, the tracing paper. Done with the output, mayroon ding T-square, drafting table. So that is part of our, sinusulat, that is, yung subject is building tech 2, design 3 and 4, utilities, ini-impake for submission. Okay, so I'll just post the link on your GC, but hopefully it can somehow inspire you to a little have a background on architecture. Okay, so for those who are still not on the group chat on our GC, please find time to message me on in this profile rather. Please message me your matriculation form so that I can add you to the group chat for Design 1B. Also, you can follow me or check if you want to have an inspiration of what architecture life outside school is, you can take a look at my website, argusarchitecture.weebly.com. I posted, although it's not yet updated, but I posted my projects there. You can visit me on Instagram for some of the projects I do. That's Argus Architecture. This is my professional academic architect account, just to entertain your queries, calls. You can visit this one and do some questions. My point of having a professional account is to be able to have a more, at least, a connection with you kahit hindi face-to-face. That's the struggle. So I want to have an open communication with all of you. At any time you have questions in Design 1, you can message me on my messenger account with that name. Okay? So let's go to your first learning activity. Okay. Your first learning activity, tada, I do acknowledge na lahat kayo magagaling on visual arts, digital arts, monochromatic drawing, or even kahit hindi. Kasi ang essence ng architecture ay hindi para sa lahat ng magagaling, innate sa drawing. Ang architecture is being trained, technical drawings. But if you have an edge on visual arts, I would appreciate it using this learning activity number 1. Okay? Our learning activity number 1 called visual representation of me. On a clear bond paper, long size bond paper, or A4, or any bond paper size, for as long as it's clean, sketch pad, illustration board, or kung anong material na meron kayo at home, create any of an artwork, either a drawing, sketch, painting, kung ano yung comfortable nyo. Kung may miniature kayo, kung gusto nyo miniature, it's fine with me. That you are most comfortable with and that will represent you as a person, you as a student. Okay? After sketching, you will make a 1 to 3 minute video of yourself. Sinushoot nyo yung sarili nyo, explaining the reason why this image represents you. So for example, nag-drawing kayo ng owl. How does it represents you? The guide questions is, you will introduce yourself more. Why did you choose to draw this output? Ano yung relationship nito sa inyo? Ganon. So, hindi lang on your most comfortable language. Kung comfortable kayo with English, it's fine. Definitely, it's recommended. If you're comfortable in Tagalog or in Bicol, it's also fine with me. Basta ma-express niyo yung sarili niyo sa akin. That is a 1 to 3 minute video. Okay? Submission is via Blackboard, or you can send it to me on using my email. Do you know how to use your Blackboard already? Okay, if you know how to use your Blackboard already, I will be posting a collection folder there so that you can submit it via Blackboard. Okay? Any clarification with the learning activity number 1?
Done, sir.
None. Okay. Submission is, yes.
Yung submission date lang naman po, sir.
Okay. Submission date is supposedly one whole day activity lang to. So, kung kaya nyo, I will extend it since tomorrow is Sunday. Submission for this one is Monday at 3 p.m. Monday. Okay lang ba yun? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. For learning activity number 1, that is Monday 3 p.m. Please take note of it. Kasi we will be coping up again. Sabi ko nga kanina, kailangan nating mag-double time since on the week 2 na tayo, we will be doubling up para ma-cover natin yung isa pang learning activity number 2. Alright? So, learning activity number 2, let's proceed right after. Okay lang ba sa inyo if we cater the entire time up until 3 p.m.? Okay. Pause for a while. You may take a break or pee break, water break. Okay. Is my audio clear pa? Okay. Yan. So today I will be directly presenting the syllabus for Architectural Design 1. This will be our goal for the entire semester. Our goal is to be able to discuss all the topics for Design 1. We have 18 weeks to cover everything, so that's why I am trying to um, make a little double time with the topics. I'm expediting the time to explain this one. We are now on week 2, so I will be presenting week 1. So supposedly we will have our intro to architectural design, which is yung kanina. Learning activity is yung visual representation of me. On week 2, our topic is more of anthropometrics, ergonomics, and behavioral setting for activity analysis and spatial analysis. Pero before we proceed with the main topic, we will be having a film viewing. I will be sending you the link, a YouTube link of the video for us to watch it. Kahit gawin nyo offline, pwede nating magawa. So that's part of the film viewing we will be doing. On week 3, our topic is the interrelationship of spaces, basic proximity, and basic space programming. Our main learning activity will be manipulation of shapes, number 2. On week 4, we will be discussing design, metaphors, simile, and analogies, problem identification, and understanding of an architectural design problem. Dito, we will be trying to study kung paano gumawa ng design concept. Halimbawa, ngaya ang isang bagay, sabihin natin, you know Eiffel Tower? Kung alam nyo kung anong Eiffel Tower, definitely every design has its a design concept. Ang perception natin sa isang bagay, pag architect ka, everything that is being constructed has a concept na pinagmumulan. We have a design conceptualization. That's my take for this one. We will be studying that one on week 4. On week 5, which is the prelim period, end of prelim period, we will be studying elements of design, focusing on shapes, visuals, colors, textures, line, value, shape, movement. Learning activity will be forms relating to geometry and shapes. Although this is just an introductory topic to it, since ang alam ko, were you able to meet at your theory of architecture na class? Not yet. Okay. So you will be discussing more about it sa theory kasi that is under theory class. Ito ay more of application, yung design. Pero we will be discussing it for the sake of further clarification or enhancement of the studies. Okay. On the wave of midterm period, week 6 starts with midterm. We will be discussing principles of design, orders, and ordering elements, geometry and shapes such as the scale, the size, proportion, optical weight, that is on week 7. On week 8, we will be discussing rhythm, balance, and on week 8, we will be having your first major plate. Ano yung major plate? Kung ang ibang department has major examinations sa architecture, ang pinakamabigat na output na gagawin is yung tinatawag nating major plate. Okay? So, ang first major plate nyo, since this is design 1, partly we will be focusing on how you will be, at the end of the semester, at least you have an idea of how to make a one-story residence. Okay? Yung mga dream houses nyo, dream residence, we will be conceptualizing it on your design 1. So, the first part of your design major plate is designing your own perception of your dream living area. Part of a house definitely is a living area. How do you envision your living area? That's week 8 and 9. 2 weeks of our major plate, number 1. So that is, that sums up to your midterm period. On your semifinals, week 10, we will be doing design thinking. How do we somehow conceptualize on the process of mga inputs na pwedeng makatrigger ng design conceptualization nyo. Part of design thinking, ano yung process na dinadaanan para makakuha ng konsepto for a design. Okay? So that is under design thinking. Week 10, 11, and 12 are part of the design conceptualization formulation to have the next wave of major plate number 2. The next, sorry, may ayusin natin yung, before I upload this one. Ang major plate is designing dining area, and lanay. Kung ano yung lanay, we will be studying that. Who among you knows lanay? Wala pa? Okay. Lanay is, say for example, you have parang terrace sa ground floor. Balcony sa ground floor. Yes, Bridget, you know it?
I kind of heard it po sa mga architectural videos. Yung sa outside of the house po na may cover pa din. Parang as reception area po sa front.
Okay, thank you, Bridget. So definitely, somehow that's correct because lanay is normally located adjacent to a dining area. Ang purpose niyan is para maging flexible yung space ng dining or at least living area. Kasi culture-based, Pinoy is fond of having receptions, di ba? Pag may fiesta, pag may handaan, madalas tayong nag-gather. Ngayon lang tayo na limit because pandemic, we definitely had a limitation on the gathering of guests. May fiesta, wala masyadong bisita. But the function of the lanay for your houses are, of course, to have a flexible area where you can host your guests while doing some eating or kung gusto nyong outdoor dining, pwedeng ganun. Okay? Or if you have your swimming pool adjacent to it, lanay is the best part. Parang may view ka to your swimming pool or to your garden. Alright? So that's designing dining area and lanay. We will be discussing what's lanay later on of our class. Week 15, we will be designing kitchen and service area. Part of that is a kitchen and service area. Ano yung kitchen, ano yung service area. Kung among you know service area. Ang service area is when you have your kitchen. Sa Pinoy culture, madalas, wala tayong yung ating kitchen sa loob ng bahay is show kitchen na tinatawag. Diba? Hindi doon mainly nagluluto. Ginagawa yung luto sa auxiliary kitchen, which happens to be, sa case natin sa Pinoy, that is on sa luwas ng harong or nakasulyap on outside, that becomes the auxiliary kitchen na sa luwas nagluluto plus your labahan. No? The common is may laundry area, dishwashing, and the rest are done on a service area. Supposedly, service area are for lots of services, laundry and then drying areas. Yung mga sinampay natin are done on a service area, sa part ng house. But there are variations of that on variations of it sa ating Filipino architecture on the practice. We will be discovering that one later on. Next on our discussion is the final 2 weeks of the semester, 17 and 18, designing bedroom with D&B and walk-in closet. Your dream bedroom. Your dream bedroom and walk-in closet. So with D&B, ang walk-in closet, you know it? Okay, walk-in closet is your big closet, especially for the girls, with lots of stuff, or kung family person ka na, you will be having parang ang daming stuff. It's on the walk-in closet. It's a separate room, not a cabinet, but definitely a whole room before proceeding to your toilet and bath. Okay? We will be designing your perception of a dream bedroom with toilet and walk-in closet. All right? So for your visuals, we have textbooks and references recommended for first-year Archie. Okay? Number one on my list, although need not necessarily buy this one, hindi ko siya marirecommend kasi pandemic tayo, baka may mga, alam niyo na. What I wanted to do is look for an online references. I do acknowledge meron ito online downloadable PDF of our books, especially The Architecture, Form, Space, and Order by Francis D. Ching on the middle. On your screen, it's on the middle part. Important to our key students first year. Architecture, Form, Space, and Order on your middle. Also, important din yung visual dictionary of architecture because this is very useful to us. Even me, I have my own visual dictionary up until now. I've been using it since college. So, that is helpful during board exam. Ginamit ko pa din yun. It's a lifesaver. Visual Dictionary for Architecture by Francis D. Ching then. And Graphics, Architectural Graphics Standard by Francis D. Ching. Sorry. You are... Yes, Bridget?
Is there a difference po for the Architecture, Form, Space, and Order by Francis D. Ching, which is 4th edition po?
Okay, you have your 4th edition?
PDF po siya, sir.
No. Ang difference niya is mas updated. Mas updated yung mga visuals. But if you have that 4th edition, much better. Kasi it's updated. Inayos lang yung arrangement and it's classified by category, yung 4th edition. But it's the same thing.
Thank you po.
Okay. Mika, you have question? Okay naman. Nakuha na? Okay. On next wave of references are Architectural Graphics Standard. This is the Time Saver Standard, 12th edition. If you can download some of the references, you may do it. Kung may makukuha. Okay? Metric Handbook, Planning and Design Data. Also, Time Saver Standards for Building Types by Joseph Dichara and Michael Crosby. Okay. We have here is on the list. Next is online references. If you happen to came across with websites such as this is also helpful. You can check this online, vanityprojects.com. You can find the 42 best architecture websites in the world, starting with Hypebeast, Art Daily. I myself is using Art Daily as my references for design practice. We also have Apartment Therapy, Curve, Design, and so on and so forth. You can visit that website and go over with 42 other websites that is useful to you. Here is the list of what are the tools that is used by an architect. Okay? Let's start with, there are lots definitely, pero yung highlight ko lang that will be useful to our class are the following. Every architecture student starter pack na sinasabi. Archi student starter pack, number 1 is drafting table or drawing board. Yan. So, on your screen are examples of drawing table and drawing board. On your left is a drawing board. On the middle is a drawing table. Nasa drawing table, ang kamatch niyan is, excuse me. Ang kamatch niyan definitely is a T-square. Ang T-square is, nakakita na ba kayo ng T-square? May I know by raising your hands. Okay. Okay, very good. A T-square is something like this. Ito, this one is the T-square. T na tinatawag because this one used to be intact with this, and then ipapatong mo sa side ng iyong drawing table para, yan, on the illustration you can see kung paano yung function niya. Ang match ng T-square is the triangle, the 30-60 triangle, and then the 45, madalas ang ginagamit. Of course, your pencil. There are lots of variations, sizes of T-square, the 36 and the 24. Ito, ang difference niya is haba. So by haba, makikita niyo yung difference ng dalawa. 24 is much shorter. So I would recommend for an Archi student na 36 inches. Yes, Micaela? Mikay? Sorry, dalawa yung Micaela dito. May nagre-raise ng hand. Last kita.
Kanina po yun, sir.
Sorry.
Ay, pero sir, pwede
Yes.
po pabalik nung i-screenshot ko lang po yung mga tools po ba yan?
Okay, sige. Balikan natin. Pero yung dinidiscuss kong tools are the one I would recommend. Kasi itong nasa taas ito yung generic madalas na gagamitin, pero hindi necessarily for first year. Okay, I will be discussing for first year itong una, drafting table, E-square, pencils, yung mga necessity lang.
Yes po.
Okay, yan. So after the drawing table, so ang purpose and reason for having an inclined drawing table is for our posture. We are fond of, meron tayong tawag na parang tinetemplate tayo that Archi are more of all-nighters, di ba? All throughout the night you are awake. Depending on your time management and how do you deal with plates. So it is very good for us to have a practice na we draw our outputs on drawing table. Not usually on table kasi posture, ang likod yung ang hirap. Baka sa 5 years ng Archi, maging kuba na. Yes, Moila.
Sir, may tanong po. Di ba po merong drafting table na wood, tapos ano yun, yung acrylic po ata yun or yung glass? Ano po yung mas i-recommend niya sa amin?
Okay. Definitely yung acrylic versus wood is the same on its function. Ang difference lang, number one, is the cost. The cost of that one. Acrylic is much definitely mas expensive. Pero yung acrylic kasi, ang acrylic table, drawing table, naka-install na mismo yung T-square mo. May default na siya. Kung makikita nyo on your screen, lower right corner of the picture, that's acrylic table. Tingnan nyo. If you can observe that person, that man, default na nakalagay, built-in na, rather, not default, but built-in na yung T-square sa kanya. Yung drawing table na board is detachable pa. In UNC, we have an acrylic drawing table, isa, nasa model, nasa EN111, it's on the UAPSA office, that's acrylic. Pero on the drafting table, when you will be in face-to-face classes, on the new building, we have lots of the drawing table that is wood. Yun yung andon sa design room nyo for first year. And B301 to 303, lahat yung drawing tables na wood. Okay? Question? Any other question, Moila? Did I answer it?
Okay na po, sir. Thank you po.
Maganda naman yun. Actually, kung may enough money, ang kagandahan ng acrylic drawing table is you can place whatever that is being traced underneath kasi transparent yung acrylic mo. Halimbawa, you are sketching somehow an improved, parang gusto mong improve yung bahay nyo, you will take a photo of your house, the front perspective of your house, you can place it underneath and then trace and do recommendations. Yun yung kagandahan ng acrylic drawing table. Although, if you are if you are being practical of expending this time, especially pandemic, any drawing table, like the wood table, may mga nabibili nga sa National Bookstore na drawing board na mismo. Yung parang detachable, ipapatong mo sa existing table, and then pagtapos ka na, tanggalin mo. That's the functionality of advantage of drawing board lang. Although, ang kagandahan naman ng drawing table is naka-place siya on one side na doon ka lang gagawa. On your area na pwede kang gumawa on your own, that's the best thing, drawing table. Okay? Any other questions? Okay? T-square. T-square, na-discuss ko na ito. Yan, ang function yan is to make your drawings straight, and since technical drawing tayo, we will be dealing with technical drawing, technical drafting that uses straight lines, straight and perpendicular lines. Along with the C-square is the triangular scale. On your screen is a triangular scale. Ganito siya. Ang purpose niyan is while we are doing drawings, it is important to be scaled. Meaning, halimbawa ang scale natin is on your drawing, sabihin natin, ang gagawin nyo is 1:100. May nakalagay yan dyan na calibration. If you will be buying a triangular scale or kung meron na kayo, those are calibrations dito. May nakalagay dyan 1:100. Ang function niyan is to make your drawing scaled on-site. Meaning, pag ginawa yung drawing nyo, say for example, we will be doing one-story residence, it is important for us architects that we do scaled drawing. Halimbawa, ang scale ng ginawa mong room is, sabihin natin, ang output will be 5 meters by 5 meters on site. So on your scale drawing, you will be doing using 1:100 scale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Makikita na dito, may 5 din dyan. Ganyan yung function niya. So, halimbawa naman, ang sabi ng prof nyo, gamitin is 1:50, much bigger. So, gagamitin nyo, hahanapin nyo 1:50. Sir, ang gamit namin is 1:50. So, mas malaki siya. So, using 1:50, andito yung 5. Yung 50 gagawin 5. Okay? So, there are lots of calibrations. Kaya mapapansin nyo, iba-ibang scale, iba-ibang calibration. Okay? Sa case ko, on my triangular scale, ang scale na available is 100, 200, 250, 300, 500, 400. Okay? So, yung ibang variations, may mga ibang scale dyan. May 50, may 25, depende sa mabibili nyo. So, it is recommended to have this. Yan. Yung makikita nyo on the illustration on your screen are ratios. 1:10, 20, 25, 331, or 3, 50, 75, 100, 200, 250, 500, 750. Yan yung mga available calibrations na bibili nyo. Pero, madalas natin ginagamit for our class, design 1 is 1:100, 1:50. Yun yung importante. Pag nabili nyo yung 1:1, may 1:100, definitely, meron na dyan 200, 300, 500. Hindi common yung 100 pero may 50. Kaya I would appreciate if you can take a look, a set of scale na meron pang 1:50. Importante yan. Okay? Take a look at it. Pero kung magaling kayo sa math, kahit 100 yung scale nyo, kaya nyong i-calibrate. Divided by 2, you will be getting 1:50. Pero since hindi to face-to-face, mahirap siyang i-explain through video. But you can explore while at your home. Okay? Next set of drawings, definitely yung default. Yes. Meryl,
Sir,
raise your hand. Yes.
sa scale po, I have 1 to 100 po, pero I don't have 250 po.
Okay, okay lang. Okay lang, no problem. Pero dyan sa scale mo, meron bang 500?
Yes po, and 600 po.
Okay, pag may 500 ka, wala kang problema sa 250. We will be teaching you kasi divided by 2, you will get 250. Okay? Parehas lang din naman yan. Ganun lang yung calibration niya kung nagtitipid ka. Okay lang. Basta ang pinaka-importante sa akin, you have on your scale is 1:100 or 1:50. And or
Okay.
kailangan natin yan parehas. Okay?
Okay po.
Bridget.
Thank you po.
Sir, is it okay po if we try to align the scale ruler tapos sa ruler po and or the sa T-square po pero hindi po magkaka-align yung lines? Like it's not properly ano po labeled or something. Would that
Saan po?
be ano po yung scale niya is not, for example po sa ruler hindi po siya pantay for every centimeter sa
Are we talking about the triangular scale or the usual ruler?
the usual ruler po and the scale are not parang pantay po yung measurements when it comes to 1:100. Diba po kasi same lang siya sa centimeter.
Ruler. Okay. So with regards to that question, I think my answer would be most of the time the scale calibration we will be using is the triangular scale. I seldom recommend or use yung metric rule na 12 inches rin yung sinasabi mo. Once you are familiar with the triangular scale, you can go on with the usual ruler. Pero for now, I would suggest mas madali tayong makagamit kung meron kang ganito. If you happen to have
my question po, would it affect our work po kung mali yung parang lines?
yes,
Like,
there is a big difference on the calibration dun sa usual ruler versus dito. Kasi yung calibration nito is as per actual. Say for example, you're using 1:100, ang calibration niya is on your scale, meter yung nakalagay. 1:100, 0 to 1, 1 to 2, 3 to 4, 4 to 5, parang ganon. Iba kasi sa usual ruler.
I have compared to triangular scales po kasi tapos hindi po pantay yung lines nila sa parehong scale. For example, 1:100 po. Like hindi po siya magkaka-align. Dapat po, 'di ba, pareho siya. So I'm confused po kung alin yung tama dun sa dalawa.
Okay, my suggestion would be use the triangular scale for now. Do not dwell in with the comparison between the metric rule na ginagamit.
No,
So,
sir.
we will be using this one.
Dalawang triangular scale po, sir.
Dalawa.
Yes
ano,
po. Ang
hindi
kina-compare
metric rule.
Hindi po.
Magkaiba yun kung ang scale ang ibang nakalagay. Ano yung comparison mo?
Pareho
Anong
po,
scale
sir.
ka?
Sa 1:100 po, parehong scale. Dalawang triangular scale po, parehong 1:100. But kapag kinompare mo po siya, inalign mo siya, hindi po siya aligned.
Okay, anong brand yun?
Yung isa po, hindi ko alam kasi walang nakalagay. Tapos yung isa po, diamond ata or
Diamond.
stapler. Basta yung isa po walang Would it be usable po?
Okay, ganito. When you are doing drawing, for as long as that's triangular scale, if you use that particular triangular scale na 1:50, use that for the entire drawings. Kung gamitin mo yung isa, whether or a particular brand, use that for that drawing mismo. Kasi ang importante doon is the calibration na sinimulan mo. Pero kung interchangeably you are using that, doon ka magkakaroon ng difference. Okay? I don't have a brand na nire-recommend, pero reliable brands are Rotring, Stedler, for all drafting tools like the T-square, the triangular scale, even to the tech pens, reliable din both of them. Kung may makukuha kayong much cheaper, it's also okay for as long as the calibration is okay. Okay? Clear na tayo? Okay. Okay. So, Next is the drawing pencils. We have two options for the drawing pencils. Either you use the usual one, the drawing pencils na nabibili. We have the Stedler, or if you have other options. I know if you are an artist, you are familiar with this one kasi it comes in shading. Yung points niya has to be on the shading from 4H up to 8B. Ang pinaka-common na mabibili nyo is the HB. Ang HB is yung common na tinta, the usual one, the common tinta of the pencil. When you go to H, higher H, the higher the number of the H, that becomes thinner. Mas manipis yung H. So when you do B, the higher number of B, mas dark din yung shade niya. So you know this already if you are having the arts and design strand. I hope na you were able to discover the functions of each and every sign of the HB pencils. Also, you have options to use either or, drawing pencil or mechanical pen. I am not recommending na bumili ng parehas. Pero if you have both, so be it kung meron na. Kung wala pa, either choose one because practicality-wise, mechanical pencil, however, has ang difference niya is ito may mga available na bala na inaabot ka. Sinasalang mo na lang siya and then it's refillable. So it's also have an eraser on it so you can wipe it out later on. Although on the drawing pencil, wala siyang default na eraser, bibili ka na separate. So you can choose either or. So if you have the drawing pencil, I myself is fan of the usual drawing pencil, not the mechanical pen kasi although it's refillable, but it's easily to be disposed kasi a super mapurol, diba? Ang easily break. So for the Stedler or any other brand, tasahan mo na lang, it's fine. Kung nagtitipid kayo, recommend is at least to have an HB. One HB, the common HB, and then isang fine like H or 2H, and then isang mga nasa 2B para medyo sa pang shade nyo. You can have it both. Or if you have the set, wala namang problema doon. Next, tech pens. Isa din to sa mga ginagamit natin, especially kung papasok na tayo sa technical drawing, gagawa na tayo ng plano, we will be dealing with tech pens. Ano yung tech pens? Ito yung ink na pen. We have the Rotring one and the Stedler one. This is the refillable. Mabibili nyo, comes in various points from pinakamakapal, 1.0 to pinakamanipis, 0.01. 1.0 or 0.01. Yung pinakamanipis, mahulog mo lang siya sa floor, it easily breaks. Kaya mahirap. Yan yung parang frustration ng mga archi pag nagda-draft. Pag nahulog, parang na-broken hearted ka na. Kasi ang mahal at the same time, pag binili mo yung mismong pin, yun lang mismo, it's costly. Stedler or Rotring brand is fine. Although, if you are dealing with practicality, I would recommend to have an option from TechPen, use Unipins. Unipin is under the brand of Uni. Pin kasi, it comes in different points then, the pin. From 0.01 to 0.8, meron na nga ngayong 1.0 din. Yung thickness niya, also are the thickness for tech pens. So, mas mura to compare sa usual Stedler or Rotring na tech pens. But it does not offer na set. You can buy this one individual ata. You can have this individually offered. So, kung saan mabibili? Bookstores. Here in Naga, you can buy it at any bookstores present, like National Bookstore. I don't know if Lucky, I think Lucky has it. Lucky Bookstore near UNC. I don't know kung meron sa Master, and any other bookstores available. Okay? Unipin. Options na mas cheaper compare sa TechPen. But if you have...
Sir,
Yes, Erica.
ano
Okay.
pong mga point po kapag Unipin po ang bibilhin?
Okay. For Unipins, I would recommend same with pencil. You have the common. Ang common na point is 0.5. Nasa middle siya. Middle point, 0.5. Kung nagtitipid ka, na nabibilin mo is hindi lahat, choose 0.5, isang gitna, isang manipis like 0.3. 0.1 is super manipiso na yan para sa mga thin lines. 0.3. Choose, ay hindi 0.3, 0.2 pala kasi I don't know if we have, you can, bihira kasi yung 0.4. Pero either 0.2 or 0.3 sa manipis. And then isang 1.0 or 0.8. But, if you are nagtitipid, kung meron ka namang pambili, you can have it all, yung lahat ng points. Kasi makikita nyo dyan, ang ini-encourage natin kung bakit kailangan natin ng different points. Kasi sa isang architectural plan, I don't know if I can show you, maybe next time. Sa isang architectural plan, makikita nyo yung variation, yung differences ng line weights na tinatawag. May dark para sa wall, ang pinto ng bahay on plano is much thinner. And then yung furniture is definitely the thinniest, yung pinakamanipis ang ginagamit natin for the furniture layout sa plano. Later on the next meeting, I will be showing you an example on why do we encourage uses of different line weights such as on the usage of the points sa inyong tech pens and then sa inyong pencil. Okay? Questions? Yes, Mikay.
With the tech pens po, sir, ano po yung better between rotring and Stabler?
Ano po?
Ano po ang better between...
It is both recommended, either way. I think much cheaper yung rotring versus the standard one. Mas ata yun. Medyo may difference on cost. Rotring is, I think, a little cheaper to compare to the previous.
Okay po, thank you po.
Okay. Other questions? Merle. Okay. Any other question? Wala na? Okay. Let's proceed with the next.
Ay, sir, wait lang.
Yes.
Pag bibili po ba ng set ng tech pen, yung points po ba niya chosen na dun sa set or ikaw po
Yes.
yung bibili?
Yeah. If you buy a set of tech pens, ando na yan lahat. Naka-include na siya. Even meron na siyang metric rule, hindi metric rule, pero yung parang furniture layout rule. May iti-trace ka na doon, meron na siyang refillable ink, may eraser, it comes in set if you buy one. I am not paid for this ad, ha? I'm not a blogger, but I am recommending either way.
Okay po, sir. Thank you.
All right. Okay. Other questions? Okay. Yan. So, triangular scale, triangular set of ruler, the triangles. We have the 30-60 and the 45. 45 rules. So, ginagamit natin yan if you are observant sa previous illustration. Comes in match and partner with the T-square. So yan, ang ginagamit niya, pinapatong siya sa drawing table and then ilalapat mo yung T-square pang move mo ng halimbawa, perpendicular line, you will draw it, not that one. Hindi pwedeng mamubha. Ang purpose ng T-square, hindi tanggal-tanggal. It has to be fixed on one area. Hindi siya halimbawa, kung i-drawing mo pataas na line, gagamitin mo to na pag-ano, no. It has to be fixed on one end lang. Hindi siya tinatanggal. Kasi ang nag-move dyan is the triangle. So we are doing with perpendicular lines. When doing perpendicular lines, ginagamit natin triangles. Yes, Mikay. You're raising your hand? Okay. All right. So that's for the triangle. Also compass. If we're dealing with circles, if your plan is circular, we have to use compass. I know you know this one already for compass. Common naman siya. Compass rule. For next is eraser, erasing shield, and erasing brush. Brush rather. So for this one, either or bumili or not. Pero ang advantage nito, pag meron kang eraser tapos meron kang eraser shield, halimbawa na mali ka sa particular portion lang, I know you can imagine, a particular portion of your drawing na sobrang liit na mistake, tapos kailangan mong i-erase. It so happen na ang laki ng eraser mo. So the function of having erasing shield is yung portion lang yung i-erase mo. And then, I don't know if you are familiar. I myself is a left-handed, so I have the dilemma of having nag-i-smudge madalas yung drawings ko before. So, ang function ng drawing brush is if ever na meron kang mai-erase on particular part, tapos i-wipe out mo using your hand ang particles of the eraser na natanggal, ma-smudge pa siya, di ba? Lalo pag mga 8B or darker shade, kailangan mong i-smudge or dahan-dahang i-brush. Even if yung using yung paintbrush na common na bibili sa hardware, you can use that one. Basta may brush. That is para hindi mag-smudge yung drawings mo all throughout. Okay? Questions? Yes, sir, may ask for brand of eraser. Okay. Actually, yan, I have siguro on my experience on drawings, I am very particular with the type of eraser being used because ang hirap pag yung parang matagas na klase kang eraser, di ba? Pag ini-erase mo, ang hirap. Minsan napupunit. Especially when we have, hindi ko pala include dito, tracing paper. May nagsabi na ba sa inyo about tracing paper? Graphics 1, wala pa? Were you able to meet on Graphics 1? Anong output daw yung gagamitin nyo on Graphics 1? Bond paper? And then graphic paper?
A3 bond paper po.
A3 bond paper. Okay. For design 1, I will be introducing yourself to tracing paper for a while. I'll get the tracing paper. This is an example of a tracing tube. Yung nasa TikTok video earlier is a tracing tube, tapos niroll niya yung tracing paper. Yung tracing paper, ano yung difference sa ordinary paper? Tracing paper is 20 by 30 inches. Ang difference sa ordinary paper is halos transparent siya. Pag may nilagay ka sa ilalim, you can trace it. Halimbawa, ngayon, draft mo lang ang plano, you can trace it pag final na. Kaya pag tinala mo siya, you can see na ang nasa ilalim is still clear. So this is a tracing paper, 20 by 30. This is an output by my previous student in Design 2. So yan. This is a tracing paper. 20 by 30 tracing paper is the required one for major plate. Pero kung learning activity, normally it's on a bond paper, sketch pad, or A3, depending on the usage. Okay, yun lang. Where are we? Ano pang question? Do we have any other questions? Wala na. Okay. So, on the policies for grading, I know you are you've been into the high school and senior high school system. Sa senior high ba, anong grading policy nyo pa yung nare-receive on your grades? If you're not a UNCN. Yung yung parang ano pa ba, yung 80 to 100, yung 85, 95, yung academic system of grading? Yeah.
Ganyan pa po, sir.
Okay. In college, different na tayo. So, I will be explaining later yung grading system in college, especially in UNC, from 5 to flat 1. So those are the variations. So pag sinabing 5, that is a failing grade. Face-to-face days, when you receive 5, that is a failing grade. Pero need not to worry this time because UNC, as much as possible, is not giving 5 to those students na may lacking. Part of the mandate of the university is to give IP instead ng 5 kasi meaning in progress. IP in progress kung may problema ka doon sa existing subject mo, you will be receiving IP, and then it will, para ma-cope up mo yun, ma-comply mo yung subject na yun, you will have at least another set of semester to comply everything. That's 5. Okay, when you receive 4, that is 4, that is conditional passing. 4 is usually given to students na medyo critical, especially on midterm grade. When you have your midterm grade 4, you have to double time yourself and make effort to comply with the requirements of the class. Kasi that's conditional nga. So stress, the famous stress in engineering, sabi daw, if you are aware of the vibe in Facebook viral na nagsasabing, when you enter engineering or architecture, magugma ka na if you have stress. Okay, that is because stress is 75 to 76 equivalent on your previous grading system. But our goal for architecture, definitely, if you are doing well, if you are good in your class, definitely you will receive higher grades, starting with 2.75, that's 77 to 78. 2.5 is 79 to 80. 2.25 is 82 to 83. DOS is 84 to 85, very satisfactory. 1.75, yung pag nagkaroon ka ng 1.75 up to flat 1, medyo magaling ka na doon. 1.75, that's 86 to 87. 1.5, that's 88 to 90. 1.25 is 91 to 94. And then 1. The flat 1 is 95 to 100. Okay? Questions on the grading? Wala pa naman? Okay. On our grading policy for design 1, passing is definitely 75 as per grading system. 75, it comprises of the following. Major examination, midterm or final. Either way, if it so happen na sa klase natin, weren't able to have a written examination, ang nangyayari dyan is that 30% will be summed up to your major plate, which is 40%. Kung wala pa tayong exam, nagiging 70% ang major plate nyo. Kung walang written exam. Kaya mabigat ang major plate natin sa RT kasi it comprises more than half of the percentage for you to pass. 70 na agad yun. Okay? Kung halimbawa walang written exam. May mga cases na meron tayong written depending. Especially on my higher design, before I handled higher designs, I normally give major examination aside from major plate. So dalawa yun, i-hit mo. When pandemic hits and it's online, I opted to exclude the major examination. That becomes the grade for the major exam, the written, comes to the major plate. So I am giving the information to you right now na we have to work hard on our major plate because andun na yung major 70% for you to pass. That is midterms and finals, and then 4 major plates. If you take a look at earlier's presentation, meron tayong 4 na major plate. All of it has distributed entire prelims, midterms, semis, and then finals. Distributed yun all throughout the week 18. And learning activities, compiled works for the learning activities comprises of 20% for you to pass. So, it is important na kahit I do acknowledge na may power interruption on your area, please make it sure na makakatch up sa class by reviewing the recorded meeting kasi every week natin meron tayong learning activity na dapat i-pass. So, that's for learning activity. That's 20%. And then, class standing, recitations, quizzes, recitations during our virtual meeting, and then participation to the class is important to our design classes because we will be dealing with, kung makikita nyo, design thinking, visual thinking, virtual conceptualization. Nagmamatter yun para sa ating conceptualization as architecture student sa Design 1. So may importante sa akin na may participation kayo on our virtual meeting dahil ginigrade din siya comprising of 10%. So 10% for a total of 100% to sum up everything. Okay? All right. Clear? Questions? Marie Chris? Yes.
Sir, do you have any advice po for those scholars na kailangan mag-maintain ng high grades?
Ayan. Are you a scholar?
Yes po.
What scholarship grant?
Ay, naka-apply po ako dun sa rank 1 scholarship.
Under UNC?
Yes po.
Wow. You are Mary Chris Velus?
Yes, sir.
Okay. For advice, I myself is an academic scholar. During my first year, I maintained. It has to be maintained since, mind you, Mary Chris, na ang architecture kasi is subjective yung grading. Hindi siya, although lately meron na tayong syllabus, rubrics na sinusunod in terms of grading. During my time, I'd like to share na subjective yung mga professor namin before. Parang UP style kasi it so happened that my previous prof was graduate from a UP. Bibigay lang yung design problem first hour of the class and then he leaves already. And then it so happened na hindi niya alam na I'm a scholar. So, subjective in a way na he will be grading you based on kung anong appreciation niya. So, need not to worry in my class because we have a rubrics na sinusunod. So, my advice would be, kailangan mong i-work hard for you to maintain that maintaining grade. Check the list. I will be uploading the rubrics for submission on our outputs para at least alam mong i-hit mo. So, it's not a way of parang being competitive, but definitely it's for you to survive and maintain the scholarship grant. Okay?
Okay po. Thank you, sir.
No problem. So please work hard in maintaining it and study hard for you to somehow, but definitely enjoy because architecture is a fun course. You will tend to love the subject once you are into it and your passion is with architecture. Definitely you will survive. Okay?
Okay po. Thank you po.
Any other question? Clarification? Wala na? Okay. Wala na. So we are done with the second part of the week 2 of the discussion. Our learning activity number 2 is asynchronous. Asynchronous because I will send you the link of a YouTube video. The title is the 6 Fundamentals of Architecture by Marcos Vitruvius-Polio. And then you will watch, don't worry, it's not long. It's just 2 minutes and 30 seconds na YouTube video watch. Right after, on a long size band paper, I will give you the instruction on the GC and BB for you to answer it. Parang you will write your own understanding of the video. Parang introspection, self-introspection and realization of what you have watched on the YouTube, the 6 Fundamentals of Architecture. Ano yung natutunan nyo, ano yung mga realizations nyo or understanding of that particular video. Instructions will be posted via Blackboard and our group chat. Okay? Any other questions? Wala na? Okay. So, all right, thank you. We will be having the roll call of attendance last part para sa atin. Yes, Bridget.
For the submission po, sir.
Submission of the learning activity number 2 is Saturday next week pa naman yan. Yung learning activity number 1 is Monday. Yung learning activity number 2 is Saturday during our class. Okay? Before our class.
Is there a specific instruction po? Like, link lang isa-submit or something?
Okay. So, for the submission of output via Blackboard, I am accepting a direct submission or via Google Drive link. Either way, whichever is comfortable with you, I am accepting it. Even if, as much as possible, I would maintain BB submission. Pero since due to some internet issues, I offer an alternative option of submission like the email or kung talagang hindi kaya via messenger. Kung hindi kaya, especially kung magagaan lang naman. If it's a video, better off the email or G Drive link sent to me. Ganun. Okay lang yun. Okay? Clear? Alright. Okay. Romel Aquino.
Present po, sir.
Okay, thank you. Say present when you're here, still here. Grace Avena.
Present po, sir.
Okay. Jay Asanyes.
Present po, sir.
Mary Franz Marcela.
Present po.
Oh, you're here. Can you show us your face, a little introduction? Hi, Mary Franz. Kakarating mo lang ba? Or you were able to do an intro? Not yet?
Not yet pa po.
Okay. Can you do your intro for the class? Yes, EJ.
Sir, nawalan daw po ng net si Nathaniel.
Okay.
Thank you po.
Your intro marks your attendance for today, so might as well, before we end, I'd like you to do your intro, Grace. Franz Marcela. Amando Batalier.
Present po.
Okay. Angel Stephanie Bercasio. Wala. Okay. EJ Bulaong.
Present po.
Vea Calayo. Okay. Mark Vincent Kalinog. Nathaniel Compañero. Okay. Zoe Nicole Dagatay.
Present po.
Alright. Christian Andre Dicena. Andre.
Present po.
Hans Jansen Ferrer.
Present po.
Janelle Ganalon.
Present, sir.
Merle Clarice Ligado.
Present po.
Okay. Unica Blessy Mijares.
Present po.
Hans Lester Montion.
Present po.
Ellie Marie Omorog.
Present po, sir.
Mark Andre Pahabera. Okay. Mary Ann Panal. Cassandra Marie Panizal.
Present po.
Moila Paras.
Present po, sir.
Bridget, James Darwin Pateño. James? Bridget Luis Peñaredondo?
Present po.
Samantha Grace Pesimo? Micaela Plasquita? AJ Resalestino? Okay, James. Okay. Jerome Ronda?
Present po, sir.
Okay. Jelly Marie Royales?
Present po.
Okay. Kayla Dayan Servillion? Wala. Micaela May Toribio?
Present po.
Okay. Nick Valenzuela? I saw him joining a while ago. What happened to him? Do you know him? Is this your first meeting ba for the entire block or meron ng klaseng nag-meet kayo? Mikay?
Meron na po dati sir.
Anong subject?
Sa graphics 1 po, tapos visual techniques.
What's your visual technique 1?
Wait.
Architect Baduria?
Yes.
Yes po.
Graphics 1?
Sir Joel po.
Okay. Okay. Architect Orea is a new faculty. Okay. Laureen Valerio?
Present po.
Marian Vega?
Present po.
Marie Chris Velus?
Present po.
Okay. Is Missy Villaferte still here? All right. Okay. For those who are in a rush, you can leave the room because it's already 3:30. I do acknowledge na we are off the time na. Pero for those who can stay, you can stay for a photo op for the class. This is our first meeting. You can turn on your camera. But right after right after Franz Parcela. Hi, Franz. Don't be shy. We can be entertaining naman. I am also approachable. Don't worry. You can introduce to the class. Good for you to mark your attendance today. Franz?
Po.
Yeah, for the intro. Opo. For the intro ni Franz. We will wait for Franz to do her intro. You can, okay, kung shy type, I would, it's okay na turn off your camera, but at least introduce yourself to the class. Your name, nickname, address, school has attended, interesting things about yourself, why did you choose architecture? Yun lang yung pinaka-importanting sa akin, question.
I'm Mary Franz Barcela po. Ano po ang nickname po sa family or sa...
Kung anong komportableng tawag sa'yo?
Franz na lang po.
Franz, okay.
18 years old po. From Santo Domingo, Bulacan, Marinis.
Okay, Bula. Okay.
Ang school po sa USI Pili po.
Okay.
And ano pa nga po yun, sir?
Interesting things about yourself.
Hindi ko po alam.
Why did you choose architecture?
Gusto ko lang po. And recommend nila.
Recommended by?
Ng fam ko po.
Is there any inspiration na nag-push you to pursue architecture? Do you have any relative that advised you to take archi?
Wala po.
Okay. Why UNC?
Maganda daw po.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much, Franz. That marks your attendance for the last wave of our class this afternoon. So before we end our session, I hope you know each other na. That my main point of having the intro, aside from introduction to me, from me to you, definitely. Also, I would like to encourage everyone to have parang kahit virtual, ma-meet nyo yung each other. Kasi there are cases for design that we do collaboration. Before pre-pandemic, definitely meron tayong mga group activities. Now that is virtual, I would encourage at least partners or a small group for collaboration, especially conceptualization. Importante sa atin yun sa RT, sa design. Okay? So before we leave the session, I'd like to request for an open cam for our photo op, and that's it. Okay, everyone, can you turn on your camera for us to do photo op? Ayan, for a while. Hold on. Okay. Ayun. Everyone is opening their camera. Okay. 1, 2, 3, smile. Okay. Isa pa. Okay. Wait. Sorry. Ano na muna natin. Stop recording.